Stampers, it's Maggie from ilovepapercrafts.com, and I'm here today with a simple stamping secrets video. And today we're going to talk about punches. I love punches. I'm punch crazy. I'm punch obsessed. I have punch mania. You name it, I have it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the fundamentals about punches. I've got 3 little cards here featuring punches, and I'm going to show you a couple little tips and tricks really quickly. So this is the Ticket Builder punch, and what I love is a lot of Stampin' Up! Stamp sets, they coordinate with punches. And when you're shopping in the catalog, look underneath. That's the ticket. If you look over here, it says, and it tells you the exact page it coordinates with. So take a look for that. And this one is actually on page 27 if you happen to look for it. Every time I've shown this at classes and events lately, everyone loves this. It's so, so cute. Punches are also great for creating these flag type ends, which are really trendy. And this is a card that's featured in the Simple Stampings book. And then just things like adding punch circles, and this is also in the Simple Stampings book. So let's talk a little bit about punches. Here's one of my favorite circle punches, the 2.5-inch circle punch. And the punches, you can see, have a flat profile, so you just hit this button and then that opens it up. So you can either store it like I do in a rail, and I'll actually put a link on my blog about how I store my punches. So you can see that and how I organize them, because there's lots of tips and tricks for doing that, and I just wrote a blog post on that not too long ago. And then you can also just store them flat, and there's lots of different ways you can stack them. You can put them in drawers, however you want to do it. So the easiest way to punch is I always stamp and then punch. And anyone who's ever stamped with me live or watched too many of my videos, you know that's like my golden rule of stamping. Stamp and then punch, and there's no mistakes in stamping. So you're going to slide in, and because we're doing it this way, you can see exactly what you're doing, and then just depress. Now, if you find you have difficulty with your hands or controlling it, just put it down on the desk or your table and depress it that way. That way you can get the leverage of 2 hands versus just the one-handed. And I know sometimes when my carpal tunnel's acting up, that's always a good option. So here's another great option for you. I've just created this little flag. Now you know how you see those flags all the times in crafting? Take a square punch, any size, and then line it up like that, and that's going to create that perfect little flag for you. No trying to even that up. Isn't that snazzy? And then one of my other tips for you is the power of the Post-it note. So you just punch out your shape, and let's say that you want to resize it. Put a Post-it note on it, and now you've got a handy little handle. Oh, look, it just dropped it. Got a little handle to put it back into your punch. So what we're going to do here is just line this up to create a sweet little didn't work out perfectly, but a sweet little tag. So just remember, you can resize any of your punches, and actually if I use a square, I'll show you right now. So you have a square, maybe you want a rectangle. So we're just going to get rid of this. You just use that Post-it note as your little handle to put it back in, and let's punch a rectangle instead of a square. It's a great way to get more. So see, I created that right there out of there. So just remember, Post-it notes are your friends. Use the desk and always stamp and then punch. So those are my surefire punch techniques. If you have any questions, I will definitely do a video on more advanced punching, but it's always good to know about punches. So here's the last tip I'm going to give you. Over time, your punches, you might get little pieces where you notice on your paper it's not as nice. What I do is just shut my punch. I am not the inventor of this, so I do not purport to know it all. And I will just take my sanding block, and then I'll just punch through a piece of scrap paper, and usually that just gets rid of that little nub, and it's just a little metal piece of nub that's loose. The other thing you can do is stamp through a piece of wax paper and then a piece of tin foil. And that concludes my punch tips. So if you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe wherever it is. I don't know, my fingers do the talking, up, down, to the side. There's my dancing jazz hands for this video. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at maggie@ilovepapercrafts.com. And if you would like to buy any Stampin' Up! Punches, you can head on over to my online store, and I'll put the link up there right now. Have a great day. Bye.